feel so royal in this shirt. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is this bridal makeup look. You can wear this as a bride, you can wear this as a bridesmaid, you can wear this to a wedding. It's very versatile and easy. Obviously, you know, I love glowy skin, so I made sure to incorporate that because who doesn't want to be glowing at a wedding or on their wedding day? And I did a little bit of a glossy nude lip. The eye is pretty neutral. You'll see more in depth. Obviously, I'm not zoomed in right now. And then I did some false lashes. I think it looks pretty good. Hopefully I don't look too oily to you guys. I'm actually feeling pretty matte if I touch my face, but that's the point. You want to look dewy without feeling it. So yeah, keep watching if you want to see how I got this look. So before you start any makeup, you have to prep your skin. So what I did very basic skin prep. I wanted something that was going to hydrate my skin but not be too much because you don't want too many layers because then your makeup's gonna break up when you're dancing and drinking and having a good time. So what I did was I used a little bit of the Badescu facial spray. This is the aloe, cucumber, and green tea one. And then on top of that, I took some of the Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb. And this is like a gel moisturizer. So I did a very light layer of that. And then I used my jade roller and just pressed it all in so it could absorb really nice. And then this just feels really nice and cold. So this is really extra, but it's something I love to do. And it's really hot in here because I had to turn off the AC unit so it wouldn't pick up on the camera. So this feels really nice. After that, you have to start with, well, at least I like to start with the eyes. So the reason you start with the eyes first is because your face makeup, if you do that first and then you start with your eyes, your face makeup's already wearing, and it's like, why would you want more wear time if you're already going to be like sweating your makeup off? Well, not sweating your makeup off because we're gonna prime properly, but why would you want your makeup to wear more right away? In my experience, it's just better to do your eyes first. Plus then you don't have to worry about like any handprints from laying your hands on your face trying to do your eyes, and you don't have to worry about fallout. So I think that's pretty good. So to prime, I'm going to take the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm gonna take a concealer brush and we're gonna put it all over the eyelid. You don't want too much, just a very thin layer, and then you want to buff it out. So I didn't do my brows yet, which I usually do, so I'm actually going to fill them in, and then we're going to go back in with that soft ochre and clean up the brow line just so everything is covered. I'm taking my Anastasia brow definer. We're just going to do like really simple brows, nothing too crazy, just going to fill them in. Not trying to go for something super strong. We want this to be like a pretty natural brow. So I'm just following the natural shape of mine, or at least the shape that I currently have. Okay, I think that's good for now. Whatever. It doesn't have to be, well, we're trying to make it perfect, but so it's really hot. I'm gonna put my hair up for now. And then just taking some brow gel and laying the brows into place. And we're just gonna go all the way up to the brow and just clean up the area underneath. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there is a plane like flying over my apartment right now, or a helicopter, I'm not really sure which. First, I'm going to set the paint pot that I just put down. I'm gonna take the Viseart Professional Preview palette. I don't know, it's this. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this palette, and this is in the shade 01 Basic. And I'm going to take this shade right here and just take a fluffy brush and tap it all over my lid just to make sure that the paint pot isn't too tacky. Then I'm gonna go in with a crease color. And I'm gonna take this color right here on that same brush. I'm just going to start sweeping it in the outer corner and crease area. If you're going to a wedding, or if you are the bride, you want to look like your best self. You don't want to look too made up. I mean, unless that's your thing, but I think you should just always look a little bit nicer than what you usually do. And like glam at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? Cool, cool, cool. And then I'm gonna take this shade and layer it on top. Tap off the excess. And then we're just gonna put it in the outer corner crease and just wiggle a little bit to lay down the product, but not make it blend out too far. So next I'm gonna go in with two different eyeshadows. One is more of a patinaed gold shade, sort of. It's called Woodwinked, and it's by MAC, and I feel like this is one of the best eyeshadows that you can use if you want something for a wedding that is a little bit dramatic for a wedding. So it's not like super dark or anything, and it's not super shimmery either. So I think it's beautiful. And then we're also going to go in with the Desi X Katy Friendcation palette, and we're going to use this shade, Just a Kiss. And this is like it's like a shimmery translucent gold, and I feel like it just gives you like a kiss of shimmer without being like too pigmented in terms of like a color base. First, I'm going to go in with Woodwinked on a 239 brush from MAC, and we're going to lay it on the outside of the lid, and we're just going to like pack it on the outer half. Then I'm going to flip the brush over and go in to Just a Kiss. Actually, I'm going to take it on this Pat McGrath Labs brush. This is a good brush for any type of shimmer that you want to like. You guys seen her videos on Instagram where she just puts the brush down and then she just like lays it on top of the eye, and then it just looks like amazing. So I took a little bit on the brush and we're just going to fluff it on top. Let me grab my phone and use my flashlight, and maybe you can see. Yeah, you see the glitter? Ooh, so pretty. In the sunlight, this looks bomb. We're going to take MAC Teddy Eye Kohl. It's a brown. It's really rich, chocolatey brown. And what we're going to do is we're going to line the upper lash line. I'm thinking most the way in. And then we're going to set it with a brown eyeshadow after. So what I like to do is just turn the pencil on its side and sort of rub it up against my lashes. Blend that out a little bit. Okay. So we're going to take my favorite dark brown eyeliner, and it's from NARS, and it's called Coconut Grove. I don't know if they make this anymore. I'm assuming they do. I'm going to take it back on that same brush. We're going to stamp the outer corner. And then bring it in a little bit. I guess we can do a little bit of a wing. I forgot to mention earlier that when I was doing my skin prep, I used the Laneige lip sleeping mask to just moisturize my lips, because you don't want dry lips at a wedding or if you're getting married, so make sure you moisturize. Okay, so to prep our skin for makeup, you're going to want to use a primer that is suited to your needs. So if you're oily, you're going to want to use a primer that has no oil and is mattifying. If you're dry, you're going to want to use something that adds moisture to your skin. If you have a lot of pores, you're going to want a pore minimizing primer. I have oily skin, and I'm going to be using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This stuff is really good for oily skin and for pore minimization. I'm going to pack it on my skin and sort of press it in and like Dragon Press. Foundation. I would recommend using a foundation you've used before. You don't want to be surprised with color match or the way a foundation wears on a day like this. So I think the Makeup Forever Ultra HD is a super great foundation for a wedding. I think it photographs really well. Obviously, it's an HD foundation, and it has no SPF. You don't want SPF because of flashback. So we're just gonna start. Ooh, Jesus. Oh no. I just spilled foundation on my white shirt. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh. So we're gonna start with a light layer of foundation. You don't want your skin to look too cakey. You want it to look like you just have perfect skin that is without blemishes and evenly toned and just beautiful. I'm gonna take my Artiste brush. This is the Oval 7. I haven't used this brush in a while. I'm excited. So you just, all you do is you use the brush and glide it over your face, and it blends out your foundation. Apparently, it's supposed to take less foundation than you normally would use with another brush or a sponge. And that means you can use less foundation, and your expensive foundations, you won't need to buy them as frequently because you'll be using less. Can't forget your neck. Next, I'm gonna go in with concealer, and what we're using today is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I wear the shade SX10. A little of this stuff goes a long way. I'm just gonna place it under my eyes, just a little dab right there. It's truly going to cover everything you want covered. Give you a very bright under eye. I'm gonna mix it into my skin with the brush afterwards. I'm gonna take the brush and tap. For powder, I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrushed Flawless Finish powder, I think that's what it's called. And we're gonna just dot the really oily areas, or the areas that are really shiny. You still want to have a sheen. You can see my forehead still has a sheen, but you don't want it to be too much. And then everywhere else, I'm gonna set. For my under eyes, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder, and we're gonna set the Kevyn Aucoin. I haven't used this powder in so long, and it's so good. I really need to get back into using her. So you can see the skin still has a little bit of a sheen to it, but we don't want it to look oily. Next, we're gonna move into bronzer. So I actually have a palette that my friend Andrea, she has a bridal company, and they have this palette, and it's called Bridal Beaute by MBDBeauty, and it looks like this. So you have 4 blushes, a highlighter, and a bronzer. The bronzer is a little too light for me, so I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever bronzer. This is the Profusion. We're gonna take my Ita brush and use this to bronze everywhere and slightly contour the face. Obviously, photography can wash you out sometimes, like flash photography and stuff. So at a wedding, you want to make sure that you are the right amount of bronze for that, just so you don't look washed out. This bronzer is really nice. There's like no fallout from it, and it just melts into the skin so seamlessly. So next for blush, I'm gonna take Andrea's palette, and we're gonna dip into mix 2 different colors. Actually, I think we just need to do one. So I'm gonna take this color right here. It's like kind of like a peachy orange. And we're gonna just hit the backs of the cheek with it, and then bring it onto the apple as well, the back of the apple. Yeah, these powders are really creamy. Like, they just feel super like finely milled and nice. I would highly recommend this. If I can link it down below, I will. Yeah. So the highlighter that I've chosen today is something I think is the perfect highlighter for a wedding. If you're a bride especially, I think that you need this. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. And it has the perfect amount of shimmer for a bride. You don't want something too metallic. You don't want something that has too crazy of an undertone. So you just take a little on the brush, hit the high points of the cheeks, and blend. You just want it to look like your skin is naturally glowing, but like kick it up 2 notches from natural, and this is what you get. We're gonna finish the rest of the eyes. So I'm gonna take Teddy again. I'm gonna run it under the outer part of my eye. Then we're gonna take the brush that we used earlier to blend it out. It still has a little bit of the eyeshadow. Next is mascara and lashes and all of that. But before I do that, I'm gonna set the face with this Urban Decay. And we're also gonna use some Fix Plus just to make sure everything melts in nicely together. So I'm gonna use the watermelon scented one. I got this because I was like, oh, watermelon, I need it, because I love all things watermelon. So I'm gonna use the setting spray first, and then we're gonna go in with the Fix Plus. After this dries, we're gonna put on mascara. I'm gonna be using the roller lash as always. I'm also going to be curling my lashes. This is the Shu Uemura lash curler. And then after that, we're gonna go in with the Ardell Wispies. And I'm actually gonna be trying out this glue. So my best friend Maddie got married last month, and her makeup artist was using this glue, and it's the Salon Pro Super Hair Bond Glue. I think it's like wig glue, I'm not really sure. But it worked super well. It wasn't annoying like duo to like remove at the end of the night. But she also did individuals on me. I'm not gonna be doing that. Okay, lashes are on. I feel like that glue was definitely a learning curve with it. I need to figure out how to do it, but yeah. Okay, last is the lips. So I have a liner from NYX. This is their Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade London, and it's just a nude. I feel like a nude is good for a wedding because you'll be drinking. You don't want your red lipstick to get all over, or like a pink. So nude is always a safe bet. I'm actually gonna fill in the lip. Next is lipstick, and I'm gonna be using the KKW Beauty Nude number 5. And we're just gonna dot that onto the lips. Don't want too much. Yeah, this is like a darker nude with a little pink. And then for gloss, I'm going to take a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow, the original. Just hitting the center of the lip. Some brides are not going to want a glossy lip. Some people who are going to a wedding aren't going to want a glossy lip. Some bridesmaids aren't going to want a glossy lip. You tailor it to what you like, but I like a little bit of gloss. I think it keeps things fun and flirty. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a really good time recreating this. I'd always wanted to do like a bridal / wedding video like years ago even, and I was just like, well, I'm not getting married, but I have been to 2 weddings this year and I have one in September, so I kind of like understand what goes into this stuff. And at the last wedding I went to, the MUA and I just like had the best time talking, and I asked her for a lot of advice because I was just like, you're a professional, tell me things. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, comment down below, and let me know what you want to see next. I'm going to list all of the products in the description box. Be sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell button so you know every time I upload a video. And I think that's it. Yeah, guys, this is it.